What's going on, y'all? Welcome to Level 7K, Level 7 Knowledge for my new people, right? And my name is Soldier, or you can call me Jay, whatever resonate with you, right? I resonate with both. And today we're going over semen retention, right? And the importance of you practicing semen retention, right? And the cons if you don't, right? So first we're going to talk about what is semen retention. Semen retention is when a man holds his essence, right? For 90 days or more, right? I'm going to get into why that's important, but before that, we're gonna talk about what is your semen and your seed. What's the importance of it? You know what I mean? Because yeah, we know what it is and how sex works, but we're about to go more into the esoteric knowledge of what you're really holding, right? So when you release, right? When you release for the men, right? You release 500 or close to 500 million sperms or semen. If y'all keep hearing me say that, because I don't know if YouTube gonna flag the video if I say certain words or whatever. I'm new to this, y'all. So I'm gonna say semen. When you release your semen, you release up to 500 million or close to it, right? And what that does is that 500 million, each drop is worth 40 drops of blood, right? And when a man is knowingly releasing, right, like he wants to release, whether it's in a woman or not, your body doesn't necessarily know that. It just knows, oh, it's time to release, right? So what it does is it takes nutrients from your body along with that 500 million and puts it within that that semen, so it can survive that 3-day journey to the egg, right? So once you release it, that's why men feel drained and things. Sorry about that, I've heard it along. But once you release it, you can feel drained and things of that nature. That's why you feel tired after you release, and of that nature, right? So now we're gonna go into the blood, right? Because I told you for each sperm cell, we're gonna say that that's 40 drops of blood. Now within that blood, 50% of blood is called plasma, right? Is plasma, right? And plasma is the same thing that you see in lightning, right? And this is also the same thing that you see in the little crystal balls with children used to play at the little museums and stuff. You put the hand on the little crystal ball and it'll follow your hand. Like I'm probably gonna put something up like that, but if I can find it, right? But it's it follows your hand and stuff like that. That's electricity, right? Well, that's what that's within your blood, right? That plasma is within your blood. That blood is with that 40 drops of that blood is in one of your sperm cells, and you're releasing 500 million of those every time you release. So each time you release and then you go for another round, understand that you're releasing so much energy. You're releasing so much energy, right? And your semen has to have time to mature. Your semen doesn't mature until 90 days, right? And then it can be released without you feeling necessarily a whole bunch of backdraft of or a backlash of you releasing, right? So let me get there. So now we got into the energy that you're seeing hold, right? So we have to understand that semen itself is liquid souls, right? It's energy, right? It is liquid light, right? Liquid light. So inside of here is your light body, right? And when you're I don't want to skip too far ahead because it's a lot that goes in. This stuff deep, y'all, but I'm trying to make sure I'm breaking it down for y'all. So once you start to hold that light for 90 days, that's what we're gonna go to. Once you start holding that light for 90 days, what happens is that after 90 days, that semen breaks down, right, and then goes to your spine, your spinal fluid. It goes up and through your spine, right? And what that does, that charges each one of your chakra points, and it strengthens the energy that it carries, which means that it gives it more power, meaning that you power up, you get more energy as far as on a spiritual level, right? And of course on a physical level too. But you're gonna really notice like you're being able to be more focused. You're gonna be able to tap more into your spiritual gifts better. You know what I mean? Connect with the universe and things of that nature, right? And now that we understand like the power of your semen, right? Now we're gonna talk about what happens if you don't practice semen retention, right? And you don't hold that semen for 90 days, or at least 90 days before each release, right? What happens is you're completely draining yourself. So you got plasma within the blood. That's 40 drops of blood within that one sperm cell. With this 500 million of those being released at once, right? That's the first round for some of you. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The first round. Let's say you go 2-3 more rounds. Do the math. Think about how much energy you just lost, right? Now, this is when the cons come in. You now have lowered your since you release all that nutrients and energy, right? You now have lowered your auric field, your energy, and that leaves you susceptible, or how can I say, open to spiritual attacks, psychic attacks, right? So this is what I mean, like you don't have the auric field strengthened enough to protect against low vibrational entities that have a stronger vibration than you're carrying of your aura. They can come right in. So this can be of negative thoughts, anxiety, loss of confidence, right? Like you'll notice that when you release, right, and you just keep releasing these, and you're gonna get to this point where and you don't ever want to get to this point to where like you release so much that you can't release anymore, right? Like it's literally like it's slim to none, right? Then your auric field is so low that these entities, lower vibrational entities, can attach to you, right? Or people who can do psychic attacks can send those through, and you can't necessarily protect it naturally from your auric field. This is why this is important, right? Because when you hold it and it breaks down and go through your chakra points, it powers all your chakras, and it strengthens your auric field to protect against that, right? And you get a closer connection with the divine, whatever you want to call that, whatever God or universe, whatever you want to call that, right? Whatever resonates with you. But this is the importance of it, because so we're gonna go into men who fap, who release it, using oneself, like using their self to release, right? And you constantly releasing all that energy every day. This is the downside of it, because you don't understand that you're releasing all this energy freely. And if you're watching the hub, the nasty stuff, right? You're in a state of lust, right? You're thinking about, you don't know who that person is you're watching, but you want that person, you want to do something to that person. And the whole thing is that when you're in that state of lust, you're already kind of opening a portal, whether you know it or not, for a low vibrational entity to come through, right? And another thing is, by you spewing that energy, just spewing that energy out, it's low vibrational energies who feed on that sexual energy that's being put out, because you're draining yourself of that energy, right? And on the spiritual side of it, on the fourth dimension, right? Not a light being, but a dark being, right? A being of lower natures is feeding off of that. So you can start to get attachments along with you. This is the problem that people need to know about this, right? Because now you can start having thoughts that don't resonate with you. You'll get thoughts that be put in your head that you're not into. So like, this is how like people go from the regular P hub stuff into the BDSM type stuff, you get what I'm saying? Like it starts to get way worse until like they may want to start changing their sexuality, you know what I mean? Just because they want to, they get tired of the mundane and want to explore it. They want to explore themselves, which is nothing wrong necessarily with exploring your sexuality. There's nothing, but you want to make sure you're doing it from your light side and not your lustful side. You know what I mean? So just keep that in mind, all right? Whatever you like, you like. I ain't judging you, right? But when that energy is feeding off of that, so you can start getting suicidal thoughts. You know what I mean? You can start getting, you can start looking at women only for their bodies, right? And if you're already doing it, you're already halfway there, fam. But you're not looking at that this person is a light being, got an auric field, and maybe that light being may not necessarily be a light being. Not everybody that you see in this flesh suit is from the divine. Some of these people come from the I ain't gonna say hell, but lower realms, right? But this in this universe that we in, it's like mid heaven, right? Where this is the only place where angels and you can say demons, but lower entities, you know, I like to say that. We can say demons, whatever. I don't really, cause I know that's tied with more like other spiritual stuff, but like they can basically dwell here, right? And you can end up thrusting, like in that lustful state, coming to a woman and just speaking, and y'all vibing, right? But y'all both vibing on a low vibrational state of just trying to, you know, hit the skins, right? And what that does is you're thrusting yourself into a being you don't really know. You know what I mean? And a lot of these people carry generational curses, which are real, right? And one of those generational curses could be they can have an attachment from them from a long, like, ancestry spiritual battle they had, like they great grandmother or something had with someone else and got cursed and whatever, and it passed through the bloodline because those people couldn't figure out how to defeat that. And when you thrust yourself in there and you let's say you have a child with that person, that passes on to your children. So this is very important, bro. You don't want to be a part of none of this stuff, man. Watch who you laying down with, right? And we're gonna go into, so we went over the important what semen retention is. I want to keep up, y'all. We went into what semen retention is, the pros and cons, the benefits. Like I said, you power up, right? And you get closer with the divine to get the messages and the things that you need to do in this lifetime, like get closer to your purpose, right? And we're gonna go into my journey with semen retention. I'm currently at 2 months, but the highest I ever went was 7 months, right, of holding it, right? But what I did that I went 7 months without masturbating. I went 7 months without thinking dirty. I went 7 months without looking at women like just a sex object. I told myself to just look at that person as a being. Understand that just because I see your flesh, I have to understand that's you have your own little world going on. Even though just go to Walmart and look at people and not, don't stare at them, but like look at them and realize that this person has cried before for something that happened in their life that you don't know. They're in their own realm, you know what I mean, their own world. So this person has been happy. This person has been through stuff. You don't know none of that by the flesh. But if you just thrust yourself in there, you can be brought into their world, and you know what I mean. So this is important that you practice to start looking at people as spirit beings and not just flesh suits and what attracts you. Yes, it's okay to be attracted to a woman, but you need to know what type of mind state this person is, or you can not only mess up your life, but if you bring your children into this could your children up. I'm trying to this can mess your children up, man. You know what I mean? This can really mess your children up because whatever that person's dealing with could be passed on to your children. So if yeah, we ain't gonna go into all that. Just know that, right? And for mine's, I saw the results once I got to 4 months of semen retention. Like I had an experience like no other. You know what I mean? I actually got in contact with my positive angels and my positive ancestors. Like, I actually met them. Not seen them or nothing like that, no, but felt the presence, got downloads and knowledge that I can't necessarily, I ain't gonna say I can't explain because I know it's out there, but basically I was given information about things that I didn't like. At first I was just like, I didn't know for sure if it was true or not until maybe like 2 or 3 months later, somebody else, like a synchronicity, somebody else said it, and I know they're a high vibrational being, and they've been spiritually tapped in longer than I have. And damn, am I rising? They've been spiritually tapped in longer than I have, and they said something like they had just learned it, and I was like, damn, like this person taught me so much, and I knew something they didn't know 3 months prior. But I was second guessing myself because I didn't even understand that if that situation like really happened or not. But I actually met my positive angels and my positive ancestors, right? And I understood exactly who I was, right? I'll go into more of that story later because I want to make a separate video about that. You know what I mean? Because I actually found out who I was. Like, I tapped in completely. Like, I'm talking about past lifetimes. Like, I tapped in on some other stuff. Like, dog, I was in awe. The only thing I could think about, like, was how long have I been here? And I started crying because I started realizing who I was. You know, who I am. Not who I was, but who I am. You know what I mean? And who I've been. So, this is very important, man. Tap into this. I have any questions? Or if I didn't go over anything that you might, have a question about, leave it in the comments. But give your boy a like on this video if you like the video. If you want to see some more spiritual videos that I have, you can subscribe. And if you just want to send some support, you can just put a lightning bolt in the comments, man. It is so important for y'all to practice semen retention, man. It is so important. Understand that you can be open to these psychic attacks, bro. They got witches, warlocks, whatever you want to call them. They out here. They in hiding. They don't want to let you know what they know. You know what I'm saying? So be careful. Be careful. Peace and love, y'all.